We've been showing you these images all day. 70 World War II vets left bright and early to see the memorial dedicated to them in Washington, D.C.
24-hour News 8's Rick Albin traveled with them, and they got back late tonight. Rick is here with some of the sights and sounds of the day. So, Rick, how was it?
In a word, it was remarkable. It was much more than I expected. I've been looking forward to it, but it's really hard to imagine what it's like when you see these veterans in their mid-80s to mid-90s spending close to 18 hours in the Mid-Michigan honor flight, driving, flying, busing, walking, sometimes waiting, to see some amazing sights. But when you consider the World War II memorial, the Tomb of the Unknowns, a wreath laying there to honor their visit, all of that, perhaps the most enduring memory will be this.
Have a good time? You're wonderful. Good.
At about 8:45 tonight, we touched down at the Gerald R. Ford International Airport. We went to the Amway hangar, and it looked like a movie prop, complete with a vintage warbird, hundreds of sometimes cheering and crying relatives, welcoming home their heroes from a great victory. It was no movie, and as a practical matter, that is what they were doing, albeit 70 years after the fact. That made me wonder, after spending all of this time with these marvelous veterans today, what was their takeaway? One jovial traveler and I exchanged pleasantries and jokes all day, but when it was all done, I wanted him to get serious.
I couldn't believe the young people at the airport, the young kids and the families. It's just overwhelming, you know?
And then you come back here to...
This is unbelievable. I didn't expect my kids to be here, but they're here.
What was your takeaway from today? Do you think that 70 years after the fact, people still get it, how important this was?
Definitely, definitely. And I never realized it until now.
He went on to say until today, there were 300 or more people at Dulles. It's one of the busiest international airports along the eastern seaboard. It's not a place that people casually go in to see these guys. Anyway, over the next several days, we got so much stuff that I want to show you. And we'll start that tomorrow. As you see these American heroes make their journey back to these great places, what a difference it makes, and not just for them, but for other people too. And we're going to start with kind of an overview, because if you think about it, it's a crazy schedule.
Right.
These guys started, a lot of them stayed at Ferris State last night. They started like at 5:30 this morning, and some of them won't get home till 11 o'clock tonight. They probably didn't get home in time to see that report.
Right,
so,
a long day, but also an emotional one.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of emotion, and not just for them. I got to tell you, as a guy who looked at this, I saw my father and so many of these guys who, my father would be 93, and so about the same age of these, a World War II veteran, jumped 5 minutes across the Rhine. It was an interesting day for me as well.
Looking forward to seeing more.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rick.